You know our organization, Atlantic City Business Roundtable. From this morning, we are focused on what I call compassionate capitalism. People making money, figuring out how Atlantic City brothers and sisters can participate in this trillion-dollar economy that everybody's talking about. It ain't no money around, right? So focus on that and being proactive and working with wonderful people like Matt Doherty. And I have to share this with you. When Matt walked up and he saw we had a bunch of chicken wings, I gotta mess with that. He said, and he looked around at all these beautiful faces. He said, "Oh, this is the black event?" And then when he saw another one come up, he said, "Oh, there's two up here." I said, "Okay, you gotta have fun. Don't be upset." But without further ado, I'm gonna bring up our queen who has helped us capture this moment with the incredible Mayor Ras Barack, who is just an incredible man. He's an incredible leader. He's an incredible gubernatorial candidate. So he's gonna, after Pam introduces him, he's gonna talk about his vision for Atlantic City, and then he's gonna take a few questions, and then he's gonna leave, and then y'all can eat the rest of the chicken wings after that, okay? So without further ado, Ms. Pam Thomas Fields, would you please introduce the Honorable Mayor?
Well, he's here all day, and this is the first time all of us kind of actually fought over someone. I just want to let you know, everybody wanted to have you somewhere today.
Yes.
So we're starting here, and then there's another event, Claridge. Tell your friends if they can't make here, we're supporting Claridge as well. And then the evening is at my home. You're all welcome to come, 42 Lighthouse Court, because we're going to send them home right. This gentleman I have seen, coming from Newark also, become a leader like none other. I have seen him stand up against all the obstacles in the city of Newark. And if you go there now, you can see dynamic everything. If you take a look, and actually, I mean, I don't know if all of you know, I work in the planning department, but we were looking just so recently at your master plan. And when I tell you it was well done, Mayor, and the engagement that you have with your community, and you stand up for everyone there. You have given people, not only in Newark, outside of Newark, other challenges to also to meet what you have been doing for the city. I love the fact that you hired a very good friend of mine, I consider Assistant Stephanie Dixon. I want to give her a round of applause. This sister and I started many years ago in the trenches of politics. And when I tell you, we've never let it get in the way of our love and our friendship. All of you can take a look at his website to see what he has done. But for today, I felt it not robbery that on this campaign trail that we give him blessings from Atlantic City. He hears the voices of Atlantic City. He listens to the souls of the folks to win your vote. Now, this organization is not connected to anyone, but me personally, I'm endorsing it. Because you deserve it, and it is your time. And if we get behind whoever we choose, and we're all going to have decisions, but get behind the person that you believe is going to do right by you and your family. And at this time, Mayor Barack.
Thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate you and thank Pam. You know, I've known her since high school.
High school.
So, yeah, a long time in the city of Newark. Appreciate the fact that everybody thought it not robbery to be here with me this afternoon to talk to you about a race that I think is probably one of the most important races in a very long time that the state has seen. It's probably the first time we've had a real primary, Democratic primary, maybe 30, 40, 50 years, because prior to this, people were picked. And before we got to the end of the primary, 4 or 5 people are gone, and there's only 2 people left, or 1 person left, because 5 or 6 people across the state who had the authority to do so based on their county chairmanship or their relationship to the party began to choose people to run for us, and they kind of selected the governors for us. This is the opportunity now, in a very long time, to be able to pick a governor that we know, that we see, that has come to our community, that is relatable to us, that know our issues, that we can identify with, that sees us clearly, because we've been for a long time voting for harm reduction. That means we vote for people who do us the less harm. So we pick people based on that. You got two people, I'm gonna pick the person who's gonna do the less harm to me, as opposed to picking somebody who's on our side, somebody who sees us completely, who when I can go to sleep and know that they're working for my issues down in the State House, right? And so it's an incredibly important election, and it becomes more important because of what's happening down in D.C.
That's right.
It becomes even more important. So I think that New Jersey and Virginia, but New Jersey has an opportunity to make a statement to the rest of the country about what's happening in the country now. The chaos that's going on week after week after week, we have an opportunity to push back, to say, this is what we're doing in New Jersey, this is our clapback moment. You got another thing coming moment, right? Our opportunity to elect the person that stands for people, that stands up for working class families, that supports folks that are struggling to make a living in not just in New Jersey, but around the country. To stand up for diversity, equity, and inclusion, to protect immigrants in our community. Somebody who believes that our economy grows when we invest in small businesses and local businesses, and not give corporate tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires, but make sure we invest in families and individuals and create an economy from the bottom up, not the middle out, or not the top down, from the bottom up. I believe if we invest in working class people and working class families, our economy grows. Because when we make money, we're not waiting for returns on our investment with our money. We have to spend our money. Our money goes right to the economy. Not because we don't know financial literacy, but because we got bills. Right? Because we have to pay rent. Because we have to put food on our table. Because we need clothes for our children, right? We pay these things immediately. The high cost of insurance, we pay right away. High cost of auto insurance, high cost of home insurance, right? High cost of health insurance. We pay these things. That's what working people do. And so we need to be trying to figure out how to put more money in working people's pockets. How to make sure the budget ain't falling apart, or them telling you they don't have any money because they gave billions of dollars to the super wealthy over the last 10 years or so. Both Republican and Democratic administrations allowed this to continue to take place while they robbed the Treasury and took away from working class people in this state. So we want to do something different, right? We want to make sure that places like Atlantic City is a booming town. I had an opportunity, yeah, that's true. There's no reason that investment and jobs and opportunity shouldn't be in Atlantic City, except for the transportation infrastructure is not invested in, and they don't see our problems in our community. So all they see is the Glassboro-Camden line, but they don't see that they need buses and opportunity for folks to get to jobs, to get to the economy, to get to the market, to go back and forth. You can't put industry in a place where folks can't get to it, right? I'm in Newark, we attract business all the time. We're not just attracting business because I'm a great speaker, as people would like to say. We're not just attracting business simply because I'm smarter than everybody else. We attract business because the transportation infrastructure is there, because of the train station, because of the airport, because of the seaport, right? Because of our proximity to New York City. We attract business, and we have a business-friendly attitude, which allow businesses to come and thrive, because we invest in small and mid-sized business, and we don't leave people out, right? We make sure that we invest in black and brown and women business. In the last 4 years, we've invested almost $200 million in black and brown and women businesses in the city of Newark alone. So, deliberately and on purpose, and not as a social justice act, and I did it because I believe it, but also because economically our economy can't grow unless we diversify it, and that's important, right? Don't listen to these people who telling you these lies, who are talking way up here about things and concepts that divide people. That stuff they know in their own heart that that's not true. If you had a business, you want everybody to support your business. You don't care if they black, blue, brown, tall, short, or whatever. If I got lemonade, I want everybody to buy my lemonade, right? Cause I want to sell it to everybody. Anybody that tell you otherwise is lying to you, and they cutting off their nose to spite their face. We need to build. I invest in black and brown and women businesses because they're the fastest growing businesses in the country. Right. That's why. Because women businesses are fastest growing business. Why? Because the jobs are not equal. I can go to work, and a woman can go to work for the same job, and we get wildly different pay. The only difference is women have to take care of families, so they can't live with the funds that they get or the resources they get from that salary. So somebody told them, hey, I like that pie you made, your grandmama's recipe. So before you know it, they're selling pies out of the kitchen to the people in their community until they get a brick and mortar. And then they got a brick and mortar down the street in a small storefront where they're selling pies out of there, and it grows into something else. But they're not getting the support from the county or the state to fund those businesses so they don't grow, right? And in fact, some of them fail. Many of them fail. And so that has to change in a state with less than 1% of the state's procurement dollars go to black, brown, and women businesses. That's a deliberate act. So we have to deliberately fix that, right? We have to intentionally fix that. And watch these businesses grow. Not just because it's the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. Latino businesses represent 20% of the labor force, meaning they're investing in their community and hiring people in their neighborhoods for 10, 15 years without any support from the state government whatsoever. Imagine if we supported those businesses, put a foundation under them, gave them the tax credit to expand. We're giving companies $200 million to move from one city to Camden because they threatened to leave. Our businesses, we don't want $200 million. We cool with $20,000. Give me $20,000. Keep my lights on. Let me hire 2 more people. Expand my business. I'm cool with that, right? I can grow my business in 2 cities. I'll go from Atlantic City and Pleasantville, right? Give me some opportunity. I'll hire people in both communities. And that's what should be happening. We got the whole thing upside down. We got to right size it by making sure that we think that our economy can grow by supporting the businesses that are here permanently. That's small and mid-sized businesses. Take small businesses and help them become mid-sized businesses. Take mid-sized businesses and help them become bigger businesses. Right. Create incubation opportunities for smart individuals that are coming out of college and coming out of school, and create opportunities for them to grow their business. And in order for us to do that, to keep people in New Jersey, we have to lower housing costs. Right. Because people don't want to come here, not because they're getting, you can't get businesses to come here, you can't get workers to stay here. The talent won't come to a community where they can't live, right? So you don't have to run into people in Cape May like I did, who's sleeping in their car because they work 2 jobs in Cape May but can't afford to live there, so they sleep in their car, right? We have to do something about this housing crisis that exists in this state. Affordable housing is a problem. Workforce housing is a problem, and we don't have an executive to fix these problems. So legislators pass laws, but that's what legislators do. They pass laws. We think that because a person is a legislator that they can become an executive. That's not true, right? Legislators pass laws, put it on the executive desk, and say, let's get this done. The problem is no one has been able to get these things done. So 40 years later, we still have a housing crisis that's now become a housing emergency, right? In the state of New Jersey. So we have a school funding crisis that has now become a school funding emergency in New Jersey because there's no executives to fix that are driving prices up, driving costs up, and making it difficult for us. Now, the people in this room, I want to tell you, any problem that the state have, we have it twice. We know this. If there's a problem with business and investment, we have it twice that business. There's a problem with access to capital. Hell, we barely get access to capital now. If there's a problem with housing, we have it 2 and 3 times worse than everybody else. That's a fact. And so we have to be more creative. My ingenuity has to be a lot higher than everybody else's. My ability to navigate difficult situations, that's why I know I'm uniquely qualified to be the governor of the state of New Jersey, because I'm closer to the problems, which means I've been closer to the solutions. Look, we've had to navigate all kinds of issues in Newark, right? We were on a panel and they asked us, what is the most difficult thing that you've done? A lot of people couldn't say anything, right? I had to talk about changing 23,000 land service lines. I had to talk about being in COVID with some of the highest deaths than anywhere else in the state of New Jersey, right? I had to talk about reducing homicides in the city of Newark. When I walked in, it was 112, and now we have a 61% reduction in homicides, right? That's what I had to talk about. So, or a housing crisis where we had to begin to create affordable housing and take people's Section 8 vouchers and turn them into mortgages, so now they're homeowners in the city of Newark. Being creative enough to figure out pathways to the middle class for folks in our city, not because we wanted to be in a magazine, because necessity is the mother of invention. We have to work, and we have to work harder than everybody else. We got to be better. We have to look better. We have to sound better, right? And we have to spend more time on these things and be more creative. And the gentleman said to me, which is true, like when I go around to these things now, people comment on the fact that I can present myself well.
Articulate.
Right.
All 3 syllables.
4A.
And I was at a debate, a forum, and in fact, before the guy finished his thing, he says, "Oh, I got Mayor Baraka is next. He's getting ready to preach." That's what he said. I said, "Oh well, if you go to a couple of black churches, they can teach you to preach too." But the reality is, and you're gonna hear me say this. I might say this in a debate. You know, Darryl Dawkins. I don't know if y'all old enough to know who Darryl Dawkins is.
Yes.
Darryl Dawkins was the first person to dunk in basketball. You know, they outlawed the dunk when he did it because nobody else could do it. He went up and dunked the ball. They said, "This got to be illegal. This can't be. This not a part of the rules." They started looking for the rules. This ain't part of the rules because nobody can do it. Now everybody can do it. Now it's okay. Now you got dunk contests, right? And the problem is, don't worry about my ability to dunk. Learn how to dunk so you can do it too. The reality is, how are you going to motivate a Democratic voter who has lost their way? How are you going to excite our base who doesn't believe in the party anymore? How are you going to pull young people out of the communities that they're in and get them excited about voting when they lost faith and lost trust in you? How are you going to turn this thing around or get the Republicans off our back or get the political magazine to stop saying New Jersey is becoming a red state? How do you excite a base who's not excited about you? Right? How do you lift people up and give people hope in a dark period that we're in? Because we're in a very, very dark period. And I don't know if people understand how dangerous and dark this period is, and some of us might have turned the TV off, but I advise you to keep it on because it's some day after day after day is one crazy thing happening after next. And we have to be prepared. We have to be organized. We have to be clear. And we can't continue to put people in office for harm reduction. And you can't fight extremism with moderation. You can't put these folks in office who are playing around in the middle and refuse to stand with us. If you don't stand with us, you stand with them. I was on a talk show and the guy said to me, how can you and Trump find common ground? And I know what the political correct thing is to say, but I'm from Newark. So I told him at the podcast, I said, listen, it's hard to find common ground with somebody who's trying to kill you. Right? The reality is you can't like take away diversity, equity, inclusion. You can't say you want to go against the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. You can't say you don't want black kids to go to college. You want to take money from HBCUs. We can't even celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday. The Air Force can't even mention the Tuskegee Airmen.
Right.
You can't say all of those things and then for us to find common ground. Now, if you get an epiphany and figure out that the economy is driven by diversity, that equity lifts all boats, not just one person's boat. That it's important for us to invest in people and small businesses, and that we should protect immigrants in our community because they help our economy go. That to raise tariffs high and make diversity and equity the problem of everybody, that you are actually creating a division in our community that's going to hurt people's pocketbooks, right, and hurt people's families. When you realize that that's the case and figure out, oh, maybe we should do something different, like most of the Republicans are now figuring it out at the last minute, right, who voted for him, and now you got Republican congressmen going all over the place who are getting pushed back because of the crazy stuff that Elon Musk is doing. When they're figuring out that this stuff is wrong, and maybe if you come back and say you want to do something different, then we can find common ground. But I can't find ground in common with the ground you standing on now. You got to come off that ground and come closer to this ground, and then we can find some common ground. But right now, we on two different sides of the ground. And that's just the reality. So I'm excited about my campaign. I'm excited. I go up and down the state, and I've talked to multiple people from different backgrounds, different communities, and everybody is extremely excited about the opportunity to have access and change and democracy in the state. They want change immediately. Just folks all up and down the state are concerned about affordability. They're concerned about access to opportunity and democracy, the rising cost of healthcare, their taxes, the opportunity to expand New Jersey Transit. All these things all are centered around their economy and their ability to make a living in New Jersey. Everybody's concerned about that. And I'm concerned about it too, which is why I'm in this race and why we need your support. And we really have an opportunity to win. So I don't want you to listen to these people out here, these naysayers, because their defense is to tell you we can't win.
Exactly.
Now you have to ask yourself why they're saying this. Because they said we couldn't raise the money, they were wrong. They said we couldn't get votes out of Essex County, they were wrong. They said our policies were too radical, you know, that they're too progressive, too far left, making the wealthy pay their fair share, right, and cutting taxes for the bottom half of New Jersey residents is not radical, right? There's nothing extreme about that. Reducing healthcare costs is not radical, it's not extreme, so they were wrong there. So really, why are they saying that I'm not electable? Because they're hoping that folks in New Jersey rely on the bad decisions of their past and not embrace the future of where this state is going. That's what they're hoping for. Not me. I'm excited about New Jersey families. I'm excited about the folks that I come across from all backgrounds, all nationalities, who get super excited when they hear us speak about the possibilities that New Jersey could experience with a new hopefulness, right? A new vision, a new opportunity to look at things different. Because when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at begin to change.
That's right.
That's what I'm excited about. And people up and down the state are excited too. Don't let them confuse you. Don't let them confuse you. Our votes are important. And if I can make sure that somebody else can get elected, I damn sure can make sure I can get elected. Hopefully I get to see you guys outside, you know, participating and helping in this campaign, moving up and down the state, creating the kind of energy and excitement that the Democratic Party needs, that the state needs, really. No matter where you are, who you are, that the state needs. And don't let people come to you telling you they're going to do things that they've never done.
That's right.
And they say and promising you things they don't have no receipts for.
Say that again. That's right.
Right? Trying to purchase stuff without the money. Don't let people come to you and say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. I don't have to say I'm going to do nothing because my record has proven what I've already done. I'm going to create this. They're going to become so progressive and so easy to talk to during this campaign season. The silly season is going to happen. And they're going to make themselves look so good and so incredible. But you know, like I know,
That's right. Go ahead.
that these people wouldn't even be on your porch.
I know that's right.
Wouldn't even be in your neighborhood, your street, your backyard. And then the lights go down, they leaving.
I know that's right. Before they
And they not coming to your block to ask for anything but your vote. And once it is over, you will never ever see them, hear them, or again, they don't have anything for you, anything to help you with. The problems Atlantic City had, they've had them for a very long time. Right? This ain't a new thing. So the problems we having in the country and in the state, this is not new. Some people have been in Congress already and talking about what they're going to do when they get to the state. Well, you already down there now. How you going to fight Trump in the state and you ain't fight him in Congress in D.C.? It don't make sense to me. Don't sell me no bill of goods. I know I'm smart enough to understand when I'm being hoodwinked, right? Led astray. Bamboozled. I can see that straight ahead. You don't got to make stuff up for me. I'm clear on it. I'm clear on it. So I don't want y'all to be fooled or hoodwinked by none of these people who've been playing around in the middle their entire career, and all of a sudden now they're more progressive. This debate is going to make people more progressive. Because I've been pushing people and pushing people and pushing people, and before you know it, they're going to be talking about public options and Medicare for all and housing for everybody, tax breaks for the whole lot of you. That's what they say. They're getting them. I'm gonna give a tax break to everybody. They're gonna be saying all kind of things they even imagine saying, simply because I say I want the wealthy to pay their fair share and take care of working class families. Now everybody's gonna get a tax break, and you know, and I know that that's a lie. You can't give the wealthy tax breaks, the middle class tax breaks, and poor folks the resources that they need. You can't do that and run government at the same time. You know how I know? Because I'm the mayor of the state's largest city.
Well.
I can't just pretend I'm going to give you something that I know I can't give you, because who's going to collect the garbage? Who's going to pave the roads? Where the EMS coming from? And the fire and the police and the OEM? Where these people come from? How I'm going to pay their salaries and their healthcare costs? What I'm going to do? I can't give you a tax break and not lower healthcare costs at the same time. Because the number one cost in government is healthcare costs.
Yes.
If I don't lower healthcare costs, I can't give you anything. If I'm not talking about lowering the healthcare costs, then what I'm saying is just a bill of goods, right? So I need your help in June 10th. We